In example 2, we have compound inequalities that are going to be combined with the word or. So that's a little different than and. An or is going to tell us it's going to include all numbers in the two sets combined. So if I have, again, we're going to put our small number here, 0, and our 3. Then we have that x is less than 3, so we'll graph this. X is greater than 0, we'll graph this. And then when we combine them for the or statement, because we have the word or, I'm going to take all the answers in the top one. I'll kind of a little open dot there. And then I'm going to take all these answers and just lay them on top so that they blend together. And I get a look like this. It covers the whole number line. And that is going to be my solution for this or problem. All real numbers, which is that capital R. B, I have just the number 2 on this one, so I'm just going to use one of these spots. And then I have that x is greater than 2. I have that x is less than 2. And when I do my or and I combine the first one with the second one, you notice 2 is not in either one of them, so it's an open dot. But starting to the right of 2, I pick it back up again, and all these fall in right there. So it almost looks like the top one, except the number 2 is not included. And the shortcut way of saying that is just that x is not equal to 2. This implies that everything else is an answer, but x can't be 2. Example 3, I have a negative 3 in my small spot and 2 in my larger number. Then I have that x is less than 3. I have x is greater than 2. And when I combine them together with my or, 3 is not in either one of them, but I have to the left here, nothing in the middle, but on the right it picks up again with the second one and falls in right there. So when I write my solution, here's describing this section, I have x is less than negative 3. And describing this section, I have x is greater than 2. And I'll put an or in the middle. So I either have x is less than negative 3 or they could be greater than 2, either one of those two things. And then D, example D here, I have a 1 and a 4. So I'll put 1s here, 4s here. And I have that x is less than 4. I have x is less than 1. And I'm going to do an or. So that means I need to have all these numbers here. There's going to be like an open dot right there. But when I lay this one on top of it, it covers that dot up. And it ends up looking like this. So combining these two, I end up with this. And when I describe it algebraically, I get x is less than 4. I want you to observe there's a lot of different things that happen. You can't really predict it without just thinking what the meaning of the word or is. Now we're going to flip over and do one more example. All right, so this time our inequalities are a little more complicated, but there is the word or in the middle, which I see. So what I'm going to do then is I need to simplify this inequality. So I'm going to begin by subtracting 7 from both sides, and that's going to leave me with negative 2y is less than 1 minus 7 is negative 6. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2, and what happens when you divide by negative? It's going to flip the inequality sign, and I get y is greater than 3. Now I'm going to come over and do the same thing to the second one. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, and I get that 4y is less than or equal to negative 8. I'm going to divide both sides by 4, and I get that y is going to be less than or equal to negative 2. And again, I have this word or in the middle. So in order to figure out what my answer to an or is, I'm going to draw my 3 lines, put my slashes in. My small number is negative 2, and my larger number is the 3. Then I'm going to draw my inequality. I have x is greater than 3, which is here. X is less than or equal to 2, shaded in dot, here. And an OR, remembers, adds the two groups together, and I end up with these answers plus these answers. And when I write my inequality describing this number line, I have the x's are less than or equal to -2, or the numbers are x's are greater than 3. And that would be my solution. All right, we'll pick up on the next video.